This is In Depth. Come Saturday morning, April 22nd, we will see more than 85 veterans board a plane. The honor flight of Southern Indiana will again take these men and women to Washington, D.C. for an experience of a lifetime. What a mission. Well, joining me tonight is Vietnam-era veteran James Collier and veteran and honor flight of Southern Indiana President Jerry Blake. Sergeant Collier and Commander Blake, it's great to see you tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to address this situation to you, Mr. Collier. You've been to Washington, D.C., but you have not seen the monuments. Tell me what this is going to mean to you.
Well, it'll be a great experience for me. I have not seen Vietnam War Memorial yet.
Wow.
And I've never been to Arlington Cemetery. And I'm really looking forward to doing this.
And you're going to be with so many of your comrades on this.
Right.
And that is something that obviously you've been looking forward to for so long, and you just hadn't had the opportunity to do that.
Never had the time to do it.
All right. Well, you're going to have the time later this month. Jerry, I know for you, you've been to D.C. Several times, and the inevitability of time. I was very, very fortunate to be on the honor flight number 5 back in 2016. About half that flight was filled with World War II veterans. That's not the case now. So who will be going on this particular flight?
This flight is mostly made up of Korean and Vietnam vets. We do have a couple of World War II/Korean war veterans, but they did not serve in World War II. But we're coming to an era now that we're kind of phasing out of World War II. We're starting to get it more into Korea and Vietnam.
And you know, some of these veterans, I know at least in the past years, for some of them, it's the very first flight that they have ever been on.
Very first flight. Matter of fact, we had some hesitation from some of the vets that thought twice before they wanted to go.
All right, and with that being said, getting back to that Vietnam War Memorial, it's awe-inspiring when you see that, because it appears as though it is kind of off to the side, and that kind of symbolizes you were in Vietnam and you were in that Vietnam era, but the symbolized of how the Vietnam War was perceived by the American public. It divided the country. How do you react to that?
Fortunately, I never had to deal with it. When I come back to the States from overseas, I didn't have the crowds and the chaos that the guys coming back from Vietnam had. So I really didn't have to experience it.
What kind of an impact did that have on you? You had how many tours there in Vietnam?
2 tours.
2 tours. What was the impact on going and then coming back home?
Going, I was 19 years old, so full of vinegar, and I just wanted to serve my country. Coming back 2 years later, it was an experience. Landing in San Francisco, we weren't able to get off the plane on the tarmac. They had to bring us in, put us on buses, take us out, put us in civilian clothes, bring us back to the station, and then flew us out. They didn't want us in uniform or anything.
And it's amazing, we've seen all the old newsreel, especially during World War II, when the troops came home, the ticker tape parades, the packed streets of New York City. But that wasn't the case even then for so many. I've been told by World War II vets that when they got home, they either had to hitch a ride to get home once they got stateside. And Vietnam in particular, it seems like, was a war that, well, Korea has often been noted as named the Forgotten War. Vietnam seemed to be a war that just paralyzed this country as far as being united in so many ways. Do you think we have gotten over that, and especially with flights like Honor Flight, that brings everyone back together again?
Yeah, I think we've moved past that now. The 50th commemorative anniversary is coming up in Vietnam, so a lot of people are recognizing the Vietnam vets, unlike they did 50 years ago.
And mail call is so very important. It was amazing to see these these heroes opening up letters from perfect strangers. And if you want to send a letter to a vet who's going on this flight, how do you do it, Jerry?
Just get your note and get your letter written up, and we have drop boxes at any of the old national banks in town, any of the Vandenberg public libraries, Mission Barbecue, or Golden Corral. You drop it off any place there, and we'll pick them up.
When you got back stateside, when you were overseas, Sergeant Collier, I mean, did you get any mail at all? How long did you have to wait, or were you just pretty well out of touch?
Well, I got mail every day. My parents sent me mail, and then the girl that I was engaged to, which is my wife today,
Wow.
sent mail constantly.
Oh, so you were in many ways, you were very fortunate to hear from him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how long did it take you to get those letters, though, sometime?
Oh, just a couple of days.
A couple of days?
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. Well, you're doing better then sometimes than we do now.
And we are today.
Yeah,
Yes.
the times that we live in. The Guardians, many of those are veterans too, family members or what have you. But they're very, very important for the service members who are going over there because they're protectors.
They are the protectors. Yeah, we each veteran that goes has a guardian with him or her. And that's their job, is to take care of that veteran for that day. So it's a very important job, and that's why they go through training before they go on the flight.
Now, you know, there are several veterans out there who I'm sure would love to be on that flight. If you're a veteran, how do you sign up for future flights?
Basically, you just go on our website at honorflightsouthernIndiana.org, and there's a place on there where you can sign up for a veteran. There's a place on there where you can sign up as a guardian. And there's also another place you can sign up as a volunteer. And it's just right online, and we'll put it out to you. Or we're doing showcases throughout the city. And you can come up to us, you can give me your name and your phone number, and we'll get a hold of you, and we'll get you signed up.
Okay, and Sergeant Collier, I mean, this is going to be a big day. Have you really been able to process the fact that you're going to be covering a lot of ground in one day? You fly out early Saturday morning, come home to that great homecoming Saturday night.
I've thought about it quite a bit.
I bet you have.
Yeah. Fortunately, my guardian has taken care of me about ever since she's been born. It's my daughter.
Oh, that's going to be extra special.
Oh, it
then.
will be, yes.
So
she's never been there.
She's never been, so she will be, this is going to be a lesson for her too.
Oh, yes, it will be.
And of course, we often see the wheelchairs that are being used. And some of the veterans do not use wheelchairs every day, but they are used during the going from point A to point B to get them to as much of the events as they possibly can.
Yes, I said it is a long day, and you know, sometimes they get tired, and again, that's what the guardian's there for, and that's what the travel chair is there for.
All right, James Collier and Jerry Blake, thank you so much again for your service, and thanks for coming on to talk to us, and sit back and enjoy the flight.
Thank you for inviting us,
All right.
Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you. We'll be right back.